Hey everyone, it's 2020 and I'm back with a new vlog. I always say this, but it feels like it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, and I think it's been a while since a vlog's gone up on the channel. 2019 I was quite time poor for this sort of thing, and I can't promise that's gonna change at all. You know, I'm just doing this whenever I can. Yeah, 2019 was just a bit of a rocky year, I suppose. Yeah, just life happening, and I suppose vlogging isn't that much of a priority when you've got other things going on, a daughter growing up and all that sort of stuff. So Jillian turned 2 in November. We had a big party for her. She's going really well. She got through that winter of illnesses at least, and yeah, it's been really fun watching her grow and continue to develop. She's probably growing a little too fast for our liking, but that's been really wonderful to see. So while it feels like I didn't really upload too many vlogs in 2019, I did shoot quite a lot. At this point I'm working on the City to Surf video. That's just a really long video at the moment, so I'm trying to get that ready to go. There were a few zoo visits that we did and a few other events and things that I had recorded about, and I just haven't had time to put those videos together. So they will come at some point, and much like my drone footage videos, we're just getting a bit behind with things, but you know, they'll all come up in random order, and that's how I'll probably keep going. Of course, in 2019 I lost the drone that I'd been using for so long. But I did end up getting another one, and I don't think I've covered that yet, so there are vlogs about that to come. There are still vlog adventures from the original Phantom drone to come. I really enjoyed putting together the Crookwell one. I think that was the last one that went up, but there are still a few more adventures we did with that drone to come, and then of course there'll be the adventures with the new one. But all of that will come in time, and it'll keep me busy. The other YouTube thing keeping me busy is a Abraxas video, and that will be 10 years old in 2020. In early January 2010, the first video went live on a Abraxas video. So trying to think of what to do for that. I don't have a lot of time to do anything big, but you know, it's a milestone nonetheless. The channel hasn't hit it off like some of the other big aviation channels, and maybe that was never my intent, but you know, it's a good thing to celebrate anyway. 10 years, 2,000 something subscribers. Yeah, it's doing okay. It's my aviation archive at the very least. Well, some of the other things I thought I would have got to talk about in 2019 were seasons 2 for Star Trek Discovery and The Orville, which happened early in 2019. Of course, I watched those. They're both very good, and I think I will talk about those in a bit more detail at some point down the road. Of course, being January, it's only a few weeks now until the new Star Trek Picard series comes along, and I'm very excited for that. They've been running a few more previews and stuff, and we're trying to cram through the important episodes of The Next Generation, and I might have to sprinkle some of Voyager just to get us up to speed for that point. I don't know if we're going to do it, but the challenge is on. At the moment we've just we're just into season 4 of The Next Generation, so we've just passed the best of both worlds, that pivotal episode, and we'll see how far we get in. And so with regards to The Orville, they had an amazing season 2, and I can't wait to talk about that at some point. One of the best episodes in sci-fi I'd seen in a long time came through season 2, and I think season 3 is going to be a little way off, since there's been a whole 20th Century Fox being bought out by Disney and all that sort of stuff happened. So season 3 is happening, it's just going to come a bit later. Yeah, and then of course at the end of 2019 we finished up the Star Wars saga with episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and so we did get to see that, and I think it did its job. There's a lot of criticism out there, but there has been for every movie in this franchise. I liked it so much more than The Last Jedi, and I think it did what it needed to do. It wrapped up the trilogy as best it could. It wrapped up the saga. Sure, there were a few plot points and you just think, why did they bother? There were a few rehashes from, say, Return of the Jedi, but considering Disney went down this path of doing episodes 7, 8 and 9, episode 9 did what it was supposed to do. I think, at least in that regard, I think the purists will keep to the original trilogy. Those who are more accepting, the prequel trilogy and the original still is a fine story, and then you can ignore 7, 8 and 9. But for all 9 films, I think things worked out really well. You just kind of have to question just how powerful was the one main bad guy. And being that we're early in January, I'm not going to say too much more about The Rise of Skywalker at this point. But yeah, for me as a casual Star Wars fan, I was quite happy with what happened, and I'm finding it interesting reading about some of the other points of view. So apparently Disney interfered with the storyline that JJ wanted to originally do. You know, Matt Smith from Doctor Who was supposed to have a role in there, and then his part was scrubbed. You know, so there's all sorts of things happening. The final product that we got, I'm reasonably happy with. Yeah, and you know, it wraps things up really well. It's not without its flaws, but it did what it needed to do. Anyway, something I haven't done in a long time in a vlog is actually open some mail or just have some stuff to show, and I have a few things here. So what better way to start the year with some cool stuff, or at least, you know, I hope it's cool stuff. I know some of it is. At the end of last year I bought a couple of shirts, and so yeah, so here's the shirts I got. First one's one I've wanted for a while, and it's a Lego Space t-shirt, and that's got the original Lego Space logo on it. So I got the blue t-shirt, but I was told recently that actually I think the yellow or the red Spaceman was the original color for that. But anyway, blue's the one that I remember. And I had seen that there were variations of this logo that you could get on the t-shirt. You could have things like the Millennium Falcon or the Starship Enterprise, but none of them really looked that great to me. So I just went with the original one. It's got that slightly worn look to it, so it's a bit retro, but I thought that was a cool shirt to finally be able to get. The next one's one from the Orville, and you can see there we have the logo of the Planetary Union, the name of this ship, and its registration number. I thought this was a pretty cool shirt to get. I've always wanted to get a version like this for a Star Trek reference, you know, the Enterprise or something like that, but they've never looked right to me. But this one works for the Orville. I thought it was pretty good, and can show off my Orville fandomness. Possibly wear that when I do my review of the Orville as well. And shirt number 3 might be a bit of a surprise, but I haven't talked about Discovery too much lately, so it is a Discovery shirt. And I just like this because it was a very stylized version of the ship, taken from the opening titles sequence, but on a black background. I don't know, I just thought the design was pretty cool. So there are my 3 shirts. The remaining 2 come wrapped, so I've got one in a bubble wrap, and I have another in a big black box. No prizes for maybe guessing this one. And considering it's got Mission Crate on it, for the failed Loot Crate Star Trek subscription thing, I have an idea as to what this might be, but the only way we're going to find out is by actually having a look at it. So let's open these up, I think. The first one I didn't do the whole unboxing footage, but it's a book called Becoming Superman. My Journey from Poverty to Hollywood. It is by J. Michael Straczynski, better known as the creator of Babylon 5, one of my favorite sci-fi shows. He released this book last year, and it's been getting really good reviews online, and I thought it'd be a good thing to get a copy of and have a read as well, which is good timing as I'm getting towards the end of my current books that I am reading through. So yeah, this should be some good reading as well. Looking forward to getting into that one. Alright, and let's get into the next box then. Okay, that's interesting. This looks like another full set of Loot Crate stuff. So this must be issue 4? And I thought they'd cancelled it after issue 2. Wow. Want more info about the epic gear you just unboxed? Go to that website. So, okay, I'm slightly confused, and you're getting this live because I've just opened this, and yeah, okay, this is another Loot Crate box, and it was supposed to have finished up at the end of after the third one, which was the Voyager box, but here we are. We have another box here, and it seems very original series oriented. We have a t-shirt in Command Gold with a schematic of the Enterprise refit on it. It's very cool. Don't know if I'd wear it, but it's very cool. Command logo on the sleeve. So, great. Then we have some coasters, which are the Enterprise original Enterprise saucer section. I have a notebook in the form of a original series communicator. We have a Eagle Moss refit Enterprise, which I already have through my Eagle Moss subscription, but okay. Have a pin of the Constitution class original Enterprise, so we can see a bit of a theme forming here. And then there is a Star Trek Online code, which they all seem to include. I'll have a look at that website for some more information. And then there's an air freshener with Live Long and Prosper on it, and Spock in his dress uniform. So, was not expecting this at all. What I thought it was going to be the subscriber's gift, which is supposed to be a full metal replica of the Enterprise A, which is basically the same as the refit. So I'm wondering if this is a replacement for that, because I couldn't fulfill that one, or if this is indeed the fourth Loot Crate. I guess I'll know more when I go to that website, so maybe bear with me. I'll go check the website, and I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, I've gone and I've had a look, I've had a bit of a read, I've googled, I've YouTubed, and I'm still confused. So this looks like it is Mission Crate number 4. So those of us who signed up for a full year, we were going to be promised 6 Loot Crates. They were going to come every 2 months. Bear in mind this was probably back in 2016 when we started. Loot Crate dropped the ball on the whole subscription thing, and we got an email towards the end of 2018 that they were going to cancel it. At which point we received our third one, which was the Voyager crate that I'd covered, I think, back in January last year. So this one arrived in late December, and it went to an old address. I was lucky I was able to pick it up. But in looking on YouTube, there are other crates out there that I haven't seen yet. So that's weird and somewhat concerning, and yet kind of cool at the same point. So I mean, I've updated my shipping address. This crate went to the old address, but it looks like, from what I've seen on YouTube, there are at least 2 other crates out there that I haven't got. One featuring some Next Generation stuff, and the other one being a bit Klingon based. So if those are on their way, it's going to be really interesting. It looks like Loot Crate have fulfilled their promise to at least give us 6 crates. What's weird about that is that I did get a refund for the subscription, or for what was remaining on it, and the year-long subscriber gift is still nowhere to be seen. That's what I thought this was going to be. So yeah, I'm slightly confused, slightly excited, and a little bit apprehensive as to if there are those other 2 crates out there, are they going to make it to me or not? I mean, I should be happy, I guess. I mean, you know, this has turned up, and it's This is actually some pretty decent stuff. I'm just a bit surprised to it turning up now, so long after the whole thing was supposed to be canned. Anyway, I haven't had a lot of good luck with my Star Trek subscriptions in 2019 either, so this is a weird one. So on that note, welcome to 2020, and let's see what other weirdness shall follow. Thanks everyone for watching and listening and all sorts of those things. See you in the next one, whatever video that may be. Have a good 2020.